The bills were the St. Kitts Investment Promotion Agency Amendment Bill 2022, the Public Health Amendment Bill 2022, and the Civil Aviation Amendment Bill 2022. In opening remarks in his maiden address in the Assembly, Prime Minister and Parliamentary Representative for Constituency Number 8, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, pledged robust debates and explanations of bills.
We intend to listen with understanding to varied and diverse needs of all of our people as we face the harsh realities of modern day living and external negative forces such as the COVID-19 impact, war in Ukraine, extreme increase in prices, and climate change. Madam Speaker, we also look forward to a robust season of debates in this honorable House and a new era where timely bills are properly circulated among all stakeholders, duly passed and clearly explained to the general public at large, and how these laws or the amendments can impact their lives or the lives of our citizens and residents.
He also invited the members on the opposition benches to work in tandem with them.
However, it is very clear to us on this side of the House that we cannot do it alone. Therefore, we invite the members of the opposition to play their part in bringing their thoughts, ideas, and support to the nation's parliamentary business and processes. As a government, we intend to work with the interests of our people in mind and keep everyone actively engaged in our transparent and fresh approach to governance and the rule of law.
The Assembly convened at government headquarters on Church Street. All bills were read and passed. An amendment to the legislation governing the St. Kitts Investment Promotion Agency (SKIPPA) was passed in the National Assembly when the members met on Thursday. Mover of the bill, member for St. Christopher 6, Dr. the Honorable Denzel Douglas, proposed that the term minister in the Act refer to the minister of the day responsible for SKIPPA instead of the Minister of Finance at the time it was written in 2008.
It is amending Section 2 of the Act by replacing the definition of the expression minister. Remember what I told you from the beginning? Minister was a different minister, but now minister is now being redefined in this way. It means the minister with responsibility for investment. That is what it is all about. That is what it is all about. The minister would have been changed from what it was or who it was in the 2007 Act to who it should be and now is under the new dispensation after the general election of August of this year.
Leader of the opposition, Honorable Mark Brantley, questioned the timing of the act, stating that the bill should have been moved by the Minister of Finance since that was the way the act was intended.
There was an attempt to appoint the good member for number 6 as minister with responsibility for SKIPPA when the legislation did not permit it, and that we are now seeking to make the necessary amendment to allow him to properly assume his role as minister with responsibility for SKIPPA, because the legislation as of the date of his appointment was very clear that the minister was the Minister of Finance. So perhaps to solve that problem, there has to be some element of retroactivity to this bill. I don't know what the answer is. I'm suggesting to the learned Attorney General that that might be a consideration to cure what, in my view, is an obvious concern, that the minister who is before us and purporting to be minister with responsibility for SKIPPA cannot assume that position until such time as this amendment has been passed in this honorable House.
Attorney General Honorable Garth Wilkin offered an explanation for the legality of the act and the amendment now being proposed.
There need not be any retroactivity because the reference to the minister and the responsibility of the minister in the act is more administrative. The minister is the person responsible for appointing the board. the board has specific persons that are supposed to be selected, but administratively, the minister with responsibility for finance in the previous version of the Act had to perform those administrative tasks. So there's a separation from what is required in the Act and the decision made by the learned Prime Minister, member for number 8, to give Skipper the agency as the responsibility of the now Minister for Investment. So there need not be any retroactivity in that respect.
While the bill was supported by opposition members Brantley, Richards and Harris, they did state their issues with the bill. The bill was moved through the committee stage and ultimately passed. A communique from the Prime Minister's office has said that the Ministry of Health regrets to inform the public that there was a suicidal incident at the psychiatric ward of the Joseph and Franz General Hospital on Thursday. It stated that the incident occurred around 3:30 a.m. Prime Minister and Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, the staff at the Ministry of Health and the Joseph and Franz General Hospital are said to have offered condolences and support to the family and loved ones. The release said that an analysis of the situation will be undertaken immediately and its findings will be shared with the family. Hospital authorities continue to review measures to ensure the safety of patients and staff remains a priority. More information will follow as the investigation proceeds. The release closed. Several updates have come out of the weekly Cabinet of Ministers meeting held on Monday. One update is the introduction of new legislation regarding the Integrity in Public Life Amendment Bill and the new Anti-Corruption Bill by Attorney General Garth Wilkin. Cabinet Secretary Dr. Marcus Natter explained.
The Cabinet was presented with the first drafts of the Integrity in Public Life Amendment Bill and the new Anti-Corruption Bill by the Honorable Attorney General Garth Wilkin. The bills were approved for circulation to civil society organizations for their input before being returned to Cabinet for final approval. The bills represent the first phase of swift operationalization of the government's anti-corruption and good governance structures by giving the Integrity Commission the necessary legislative support and creating the Office of the Special Prosecutor to receive complaints, investigate, and prosecute acts of corruption throughout the public service and within statutory corporations. The Anti-Corruption Bill specifically creates criminal offenses of corruption, seeks to protect whistleblowers, and gives the Special Prosecutor powers to not only prosecute offenders subject to the Director of Public Prosecution's constitutional powers, but also to seek recovery of proceeds of corrupt activities.
Dr. Natter also informed that there is an effort to move universal health care forward.
The Cabinet of Ministers continues discussions on the National Health Insurance Preliminary Report with the aim of making it a reality for the citizens of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. A comprehensive document was presented by the Minister responsible, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, outlining the work done and action plan to date. The presentation included the National Commission on Universal Health Care Plan of Action, financing options for the introduction of the National Health Care to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, and the draft legislation of the National Health Insurance Act. This signals the government's intention to fulfill its pledge to provide affordable health insurance and high-level healthcare services to the Federation.
Cabinet meetings are held every Monday. After the break, government website to be launched, and government ministers visit persons with disabilities in constituency number 4. Stay with us.
Everything I want, I get.
Everything I want, I get.
All of my dreams are coming true.
All of my dreams are coming true.
Everything I want is manifesting before my eyes.
Everything I want is manifesting before my eyes.
The universe provides me with all of my dreams and desires.
Hello?
Hi, is this Rosalind?
Yes.
I'm calling from Hosford. We have a delivery for you.
On my way, on my way.
Manifest your desires while we celebrate mothers in the month of May at Halswood's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store with 20% off store-wide. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Elevate your experience with Flow's fiber-fast internet and mobile combined. Enjoy double data and unlimited talk on 4 mobile lines, plus up to 35 megabits per second home internet speed at the best rate, giving you the best value to stay connected. I think our Flow Mobile is elevated.
You think?
An elevated experience starts with Flow at home, powering double data and unlimited talk on 4 mobile lines at the best rate. Visit a Flow store to sign up today.
Welcome back. The official website of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis is being revamped. According to the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, the Ministry of Information and Communications Technology is in the process of redesigning and upgrading the government of St. Kitts and Nevis's official website, www.gov.kn. The official changes are expected to take effect from Tuesday, 1st November 2022. The website is expected to have a cleaner, modern and professional design with easier navigation and access to government information. Government services will be highlighted and be easily accessible via the new website. Parliamentary Representative for Constituency Number 4, Honorable Samuel Duggins, was joined by Minister responsible for Social Development, Aging and Disabilities, Honorable Iselene Phillip, in visiting persons with disabilities within the areas of Challengers to New Guinea on Wednesday. Speaking with ZIZ News, Minister Duggins said the visits were made to ascertain how the government can assist persons in need.
We know it's challenging as the world isn't designed for persons with disabilities, and so we are trying to see what we can do to help and reshape their world and help and reshape the way they are able to partake in normal activities, hopefully, and other activities that ought to be normal, and also to see where their livelihood and their lives in general could be improved. And it was quite informative, witnessing some of the conditions that some of our people live in, but quite empowering knowing that we are now making real moves to improve the lives of some of these people.
Following the visits, Senator Phillips spoke of her impression of the exercise, noting that there are opportunities to offer support to these persons with disabilities.
It's really been interesting going around with Minister Duggins in his constituency today. Kind of came out to see how we can speak to persons with disabilities in particular who have needs, and also persons who are older, to see the needs that they have. And based on visits that we've done so far, it's clear that there's opportunity for us to support in terms of offering some level of assistance in relation to getting people to connect to some additional services for disability support. There's need for infrastructure support in terms of ramp development for some persons in their homes, also programming in terms of how we can connect persons with the programming that we already have existing. So we see that there are other persons who would be interested in engaging with perhaps our Disabilities Association and seeing how we can build out that programming as well, so that they can connect with other persons and actually get out during the day.
She said with plans in place to build out the department and the ministry, the visits to persons with disabilities have offered great insight. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources and Cooperatives continued in its commemoration of World Food Day recently by celebrating the nation's youth with a donation of several boxes of gardening tools to the Central School Farm. Members of the World Food Day Week of Activities Committee, along with Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources and Cooperatives, Honorable Samuel Duggins, were present to officially hand over the tools to manager of the Central School Farm, Lindbergh Bell. Also present was the education officer responsible for primary schools, Lester Richards, who expressed gratitude on behalf of the Ministry of Education and commented on the efforts to improve in sustainable agriculture.
Indeed, the Ministry of Education is excited to be partnering with the Ministry of Agriculture and Department of Agriculture in relation to tools, equipment, fertilizer, chemicals and so on. This morning I'm saying here we will be given several tools, but I recognize that we not only need tools, but we need so much more. We speak about sustainable agriculture, and so we want to really improve in all aspects. We're going to welcome these tools, and we're going to be seeking assistance in terms of seeds, chemicals, fertilizers, even support from persons from the Agri department to come and speak to the students, encourage them, motivate them, let them have an appreciation of agriculture, not just in school, but as they finish with school later on.
Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources and Cooperatives, Honorable Samuel Duggins, expressed his satisfaction in the progress of the ministry and its steadfast dedication to executing their goals.
Standing here today, we see another gesture that will move that mission forward, where we are donating tools to our children through the school farm, which manages all the farms of all the schools in the country. And these tools, we expect, will go a long way in transforming the mindset of our young into a more positive mindset towards agriculture, where agriculture becomes cool. We know that it is necessary because we all must eat. But when it becomes cool, fun, and exciting by our youth, then it becomes a ministry that our young people will be looking forward to being a part of. And that is exactly what we want. Because the only way that we can move our transformational agenda forward is to have the buy-in of our youth, because they are the future.
Manager of the Central School Farm, Lindbergh Bell, thanked the ministry for the donation.
It is always a pleasure when we have the Ministry and the Department of Agriculture partner with us here in education, and most on the school farm, to ensure that our youths are properly equipped, to ensure that our students are properly equipped for the agriculture. Remember, these are the persons who are going to be the future farmers. So on behalf of all the Ministry of Education and the staff and the students that comes to the school farm, even our primary school students who will be heading here shortly, we just want to say a great thank you to the Ministry of Agriculture and to you, our Minister, for this gesture that has been offered to us, and we assure you that this and all other gestures coming forward will be put to good use.
Minister Duggins highlighted the ministry's commitment to involve the youth in its quest to increase food production, enhance food security, and improve the nutritional status of the population, which will help the Federation achieve CARICOM's 25% by 2025 agenda. The responsibility of the Nevis Crime Directorate is to investigate serious crimes in an ethical and efficient manner. That's according to the head of the Criminal Investigations Department in Nevis, Inspector Kishon Charles, who was discussing the roles and responsibilities of the Directorate during his appearance on ZIZ Radio's program Policing with You on Thursday. He said the Directorate is made up of 3 departments: the Violent Crime Unit, the Criminal Investigation Department, and the Special Victims Unit. Inspector Charles outlined the types of cases that are under each department's purview.
The Special Victim Unit, they deal with more matters of domestic and juvenile matters. The CID deals with varying crimes from break-ins, robberies, and larcenies and those nature. The Violent Crime Unit, which is basically under the CID, they deal with murders and other serious crimes. So our responsibility is to chart the way with those investigations.
With the absence of a minor crimes unit within the Nevis Crime Directorate, Inspector Charles said these cases are investigated by the different police stations on the island with support from the Criminal Investigation Department.
Within Nevis Division, there is a large amount of, not large, but there are several larcenies, malicious damages, and also we have some breaking offenses, some house breaking and larceny offenses. So we tend to see officers responding to that the most. However, in the absence of the official minor crime unit within Nevis, the officers at the different stations, whether it be Cotton Ground, Gingerland, Newcastle, or Charleston Station, they do respond to those minor offenses. So that is investigated. Of course, we at the CID, we support them with their investigations to ensure that it is thorough and complete. No investigation is insignificant.
Inspector Charles stated that the Nevis Crime Directorate also engages with the community through their community engagement initiatives.
We have the School Liaison Officer program. It's a program which we tend to foster within the Nevis Division. So officers are attached to various primary and secondary schools, and that is something that they uphold. They are almost as part of the staff, these officers. So their purpose is to listen to the concerns of these students and teachers, and to find a way to bridge that gap between the police and the community. So that's one that's one of the ways which we foster within the Nevis Division. Also, we believe in meet and greet.
Meet and greet.
Meet and greet, yes. Persons in Nevis will be sure to say that police walk through the community. We walk through, we meet and greet persons, engage, same reasons, their concerns. How can we, the police, help you? How can we make your lives safer or better in aspect?
Policing with You airs every Thursday at 9:15 a.m. during the morning show with JQ. Coming up in regional news, cholera returns to Haiti. The details when we come back.
Everything I want, I get.
Everything I want, I get.
All of my dreams are coming true.
All of my dreams are coming true.
Everything I want is manifesting before my eyes.
Everything I want is manifesting before my eyes.
The universe provides me with all of my dreams and desires.
Hello?
Hi, is this Rosalind?
Yes.
I'm calling from Hosford's. We have a delivery for you.
On my way, on my way.
Manifest your desires while we celebrate mothers in the month of May at Holtzman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store with 20% off store-wide. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Welcome back. Haiti is facing fuel and food shortages and in recent weeks has been grappling with a resurgence of cholera. The number of infections has increased to over 2,000 in a matter of days. But Haiti isn't the only country in the world where the highly contagious waterborne disease is making a comeback. More in this report.
Difficult access to drinking water and a failing sewage system. It's the ideal breeding ground for the spread of bacteria and with it cholera. In Syria, where the conflict endures and poverty is increasing, all the conditions are rife for contamination.
This is Hassan. He's my son. He is sick and has severe vomiting and diarrhea.
In Lebanon, there had been no sign of cholera since 1993. However, the past month has seen the disease resurface, especially in refugee camps, where hygiene can at times be deplorable. The situation is particularly worrying in Haiti. Last week, the number of cases doubled. 2,000 people have been infected, with half of those children under 14 years old. As well as war and population displacement, severe climate change has also been a driving force behind the rise in infections. Meteorological phenomena like droughts and floods have broken access to safe drinking water, like in Pakistan or here in Nigeria. Epidemics are also becoming more frequent and more deadly. For now, the best remedy against cholera remains vaccination. But faced with an explosion in demand, vaccine stocks are limited. The World Health Organization has now decided to reduce the number of required doses from 2 to 1.
The one-dose strategy has proven effective in previous outbreaks, although evidence on how long protection lasts is limited. However, this is clearly less than ideal, and rationing must only be a temporary solution.
In the most deadly cases, cholera can cause severe dehydration and can kill in less than a few hours. But chances of survival remain high if the patient is treated quickly.
Mass vaccination sites will be used to vaccinate Trinidad and Tobago against the flu for the first time. Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh said such sites that were used for COVID-19 proved beneficial and will seek to do the same for the flu season. TTT News has more.
Health Minister Terence Dialsingh received the first of 75,000 influenza vaccines that were ordered to inoculate the population for the current flu season. He said the vaccines arrived on Tuesday and hopes to start the vaccination process on Friday at health centres and Monday at most vaccination sites at the Diwali Nagar, the Paddock, the Sangre Grande Civic Centre, Miaro Sports Facility and the Gulf City Mall Atrium.
It is effective against 2 strains of influenza A and 1 influenza B. So they arrived yesterday. They are being distributed between today and tomorrow.
There have been 564 recorded cases of influenza and 3 deaths for 2022 so far. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parashram pointed out that there was a flu uptick earlier than expected.
Normally the season runs between October and May of any given period. We're seeing cases beginning to show up in August. Noting in 2021, the early part of 22, as well as 2020, we had very little or no influenza cases being detected.
And the consultant pulmonologist Dr. Sana Mohammed noted that while symptoms between the common cold and the flu are similar, there are some distinguishing features.
Influenza can cause a more rapid deterioration, and you can go from being slightly unwell to seriously ill, requiring hospitalization within a matter of 24 hours.
Minister Dialsingh urged high-risk groups to get inoculated, but cautioned that one could still experience flu-like symptoms.
Every year, people say when they get the influenza vaccine, well, I still got the flu. The influenza vaccine is to protect you against the deadly influenza A especially, which causes the pandemic.
The 75,000 doses procured came at a cost of US $285,000. Sonolala, TTT News.
Coming up, clashes as thousands attend Masa Amani Memorial in Iran. International news is next.
You're never too young to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you. Our endowment plans provides customers with adequate returns on their investments. The quinquennial bonus policy offers a 25% payout of the sum assured every 5 years. Other life insurance packages can help to secure your family's future. Also, please consider our health plans so you can be reimbursed for medical expenses to ease financial impact. Just remember, the younger you are, the more affordable insurance is for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Iranian security